Now, NHS nurses have announced 2 strike dates for next month, affecting non-emergency services in England, Wales and Northern Ireland.
So, what's our cretinous government been up to this week? That's right, first strike for nurses in 106 years over a pay dispute. So the RCN, the Royal College of Nurses, they agreed or established a pay rise of about £1,400 roughly last year, which the Health Secretary, Steve Barclay, said was, sufficient. Now, it's not sufficient, and that's obvious to anyone whose brain is larger than the size of a peanut. Most nurses are at about a 20% deficit relative to inflation.
Nurse vacancies in England are currently at a record high. Over 40,000 left active service between June 2021 and this June. That's equivalent to 1 in 9 nurses.
So, just like the Tories always do, what they've done here is they've kind of incrementally ebbed away at something, whether it's your rights or your pay. And then when you say, well, actually, no, you're going to have to compensate me quite significantly now because you've taken loads over the last decade, they're like, oh, we're so poor.
And I think most people watching will recognise that that's obviously unaffordable.
No, you took that money and you moved it elsewhere, to the Cayman Islands. So now we're in a situation where the strikes have been agreed, and that's partly because the aforementioned Health Secretary is now refusing to negotiate.
Yes, well, I actually think that the Prime Minister is confused as well. I don't know who's giving him his updates, but I can make it very clear tonight that there are no formal negotiations happening with government.
Oh, if only there was some way we could make the numbers work, but, we've tried and there's just no more money here. You haven't allowed bankers to run amok and have preposterous salaries with preposterous bonuses. Giant companies paying no tax. Maybe some money would drop out of somewhere, but it'd be coming straight out of the mouths of Tory donors, though, wouldn't it? And all your other benefactors and future employers. Stephen Barclay, of course, another guy who's got where he is not on merit, but just on the fact that he's a complete sycophant. He's got no credentials. He's just some other bloke from the nearest used car dealership. It's just so sad. It's so, I'm sorry to keep harping on about this. It's just so depressing because we all know what the Tories are doing. They're chipping away at the NHS until it's privatised entirely, because that benefits a series of pharmaceutical and other companies that can come in and gut it and make huge profits from it. And when we get to that point, which probably isn't far off, truth be told, it'll be a day of national mourning as far as I'm concerned. The NHS is the best thing about this country, and one of the best things that this country's ever done. It was the envy of the world in many regards, and I'll shed a tear when it goes. It's an absolute disgrace, and I hate the Tories for having taken it to this point. But in 2020 you had a clap once a week for a few minutes, so what more do you want? See you in the next one.